Bond is set at $1 million for a Loves Park man accused of shooting a fellow UW-Whitewater student in her apartment Friday night.
23-year-old Chad Richards faces several charges, including first-degree intentional homicide regarding the shooting death of 21-year-old Kara Welsh of Plainfield, Illinois.
Whitewater police say Richards, who is a former Harlem High School state qualifying wrestler, and Welsh, who was a national champion gymnast at UW-Whitewater, knew each other. Walworth County Judge S.T. Schultz says while Richards has no prior convictions, the fact that he's a significant flight risk and there's a significant need to protect the community is why the bond was set so high. Kara's older sister, Kaylee Welsh, says Kara was the strongest person she knew, both physically and mentally.
My worst fear has always been losing my best friend. Now that it has happened, I will not stop fighting for her and telling her story to anyone and everyone that will listen.
As classes begin Tuesday morning, University of Wisconsin-Whitewater students return with heavy hearts, knowing a fellow Warhawk lost her life just days ago.
WIFR reporter Sydney Stoffregan hears from students who say they never expected the school year to begin with a murder just a mile from campus.
Kara Welsh died after being shot several times in her off-campus apartment Friday, just days before the first day of classes. On Tuesday, the school year began in the middle of a murder investigation.
Oh, that could be me, but also that could be one of my friends.
23-year-old Chad Richards, a finance student at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, is in jail. His suspect in the death of 21-year-old gymnast Kara Welsh on the usually quiet campus of nearly 11,000 students. News of the shooting brings a wave of sadness.
Very uncommon for this town. I mean, again, it's a small community. It's a very friendly community. So it's a bit groundbreaking when stuff like this happens.
Richards is from Loves Park and graduated from Harlem High School, where he was a well-known wrestler who even competed on the state level. Former classmates shared their shock on social media, saying their former classmate always seemed like a great person. But one Reddit user writes, Richards previously joked about killing people. UW-Whitewater senior Kayla Ayres says it could have easily been anyone on the other side of that gun.
That's me, that's my age. And it's not that far. We weren't that far. No, it's very eye-opening, I guess.
In Plainfield, Illinois, friends of Kara Welsh mourn the hometown girl wrapping white ribbons around trees and light poles.
Taught me how to do a backflip on a trampoline. When we could, in my yard, when we could barely even speak, she was flipping around. You could never calm her down. She was always running around wanting to do something.
We tried reaching out to Harlem High School and community members, but received no response. In a statement, UW-Whitewater Chancellor Corey King says the school is providing extra support to students affected by the loss.
Tough times for my alma mater for sure. Thank you, Sydney. And a GoFundMe page has been set up in honor of Kara Welsh. The link is on our website.